moment that she can rehearse engagement with a leash or a line on without pulling is going to help your leash walking. And this is the kind of foundational stuff that we need to be doing with puppies, rather than taking them for a walk and letting them drag us for a half an hour, repeating that for 3 months, and then all of a sudden being like, you're 60 pounds now and I don't like this. So what I'm saying here is stop walking your puppy, because we're gonna do this instead. So when I talk about all of the things that can potentially sort of go wrong with walking, and I say maybe don't walk your puppy, how does that make you feel?
She clearly has a lot of energy.
Yeah, totally.
So wearing her out is a struggle.
Yeah, and it's a necessity, because when you have a puppy, you need to give them outlets for sure. So I think that you hit the nail on the head there. It's really important that if we're not walking our puppy, that we do have other things that we can do to satisfy her needs. You mentioned one of your goals was to build relationship, which I think is amazing. And then you also very hesitantly said that you wanted to like get control, and you were a little bit uncertain about using that word. What are you looking to get out of walking her?
I think just like a good like relationship between her and I.
Yes.
A little bit more control feels like the wrong word.
No. What concerns you about using the word control?
There's just such a negative connotation around that.
Yeah, it kind of makes you sound stiff.
It kind of feels like an ick word.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you said that, because I think a lot of people feel that way. They don't want to necessarily like control the dog and like be a drill sergeant about it. But controlling your dog doesn't have to be negative. If our goal is that we're trying to build control and we're trying to build relationship, we need to think about how we can do both of those things without doing the walking piece. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to switch her house line on out for the leash that you'll actually walk her on, just so that she gets sort of an idea that when this leash goes on, something more productive is going to be happening. So first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to just simply work on building value for her being at your left-hand side. We like to teach the more controlled style walking first, because it's a bit easier. And what we're going to do is, even during this session, anytime she goes to pull right now, we are going to immediately try and get her attention back. So we're not going to use any corrections, any pulling on the leash. It's just all positive. So if she goes to pull and she gets a bit distracted, you're going to be like, go, go, gadget arms, get those hands in there and lure her back to your side. And literally what I want you to start off with is just standing. You're going to take some food, lure her to your left-hand side. Even if she doesn't sit initially, that's fine. I just want her to think that left side is fun. So you're going to just get her attention. Pop, pop, put the food right on her nose. Good. And then lure her to your left. Good. Yes. And then just yes and feet. Good. Okay. Now the nitpicker in me sees that you have this is good. This is a really long leash. So what we're going to do, don't worry. So this is something that most people don't even think about. They just let the whole 6 feet leash out.
Right.
Now when I have a puppy who has no training and I give them 6 feet of leash, how much feet do they use?
6.
Oh, all 6. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep, this is perfect. So now with the leash a bit more gathered, now when you try and luring her to her side, do exactly the same thing. You did awesome. Now the leash is more gathered, so if she was to get up and pull or move away, you can actually address it more quickly, because you don't have to like reel the leash in like a fish. Okay, reward her again. Look at that. Oh my gosh, yes,
good girl.
Good,
good girl.
Good girl. So again, this is just reinforcing her. Be close to me. Pay attention. Feel what it feels to have a loose leash. Good girl. Now here's another pro tip. When you practice this, what we're not going to do, because we're trying to build focus and relationship, you didn't do anything wrong. We want to release her before she decides to just go and do her own thing. So now, just let her sit again, and then you're going to tell her, okay, and just let her get up from the position.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's like,
why would I get up?
Why would I leave?
This is good. She's saying, okay, wait a second. I really like doing things for you. I like paying attention to you. So now, rather than feeding her there, use your little...
the lure.
Yeah, lure her back to your side again. Make that left side position, and then if she gets a bit sticky, you can take a step back on that foot.
I see.
Just to give her more space. Look at that. So pull her back behind you like you're pulling into a parking spot. Oh,
yes, baby.
Perfect.
Yes.
Reward. Good and reward her again. And the significance of releasing her out of it is that she doesn't get to decide when and how long she focuses on you. She sort of learns that in these short little spurts. Now, again, see how she got up?
Yeah.
What we could do is, if we sense that it's about to happen, get your okay in there quickly so that it's your idea.
Yes.
Or reward quickly before she has a chance to get up.
Gotcha.
Because we're trying to build longevity and focus, we don't want our puppies to learn, I pay attention for as long as I want to, and then I go and do other things. So we're going to control it. Here's our control word, Nance, from start to finish. So we're going to reward, good, reward.
Okay.
Perfect. There, yeah, exactly.
She's like, nah.
That's good. This is what I want to happen. I want her to say, I would rather sit close to you, Mom, than go and, look under the couch or do other things. We're going to circle back to talking about the relationship and control thing. The other thing is going to be build relationships specifically in prep for walking on leash is how she behaves when she's on a leash. We have a house line on her. We deliberately don't have her like walking leash on her. So I wouldn't be having my leash that I'm, going to walk and train her on. Just let her have that all of the time because it sort of gives two different expectations. If I'm going to do trick training, if I'm going to do things where I know she's going to be engaged, I'll throw the leash on her. I'm not really using it, but it's like we're setting up the scenario. The leash goes on, you're connected with me, you're listening to me. This is kind of what happens. So she's getting really good rehearsal of it happening. And then when you switch to just like hanging out, take the leash off, put the house line back on. And I had mentioned about how important it is just to train the puppy, because when the puppy gets to do interactions with you and learn and kind of have to be looking towards you, to you for guidance, it puts you in a bit of a different light for them, and they start to go, who's this person that I'm having to listen to, and this is actually really fun. What I want to do now is work on teaching her to just move with us on a loose leash. And for this first rep, I don't care whether she's at your left or your right. I simply want her to follow you with the leash loose. So rules are, you can use food, you can use charm, you can use kissy noises, you can use engagement, you can use whatever you want, but I want the goal to be that wherever you go, little Kalani follows with you with a loose leash. So just in this little space, take a few steps left, right, just see if she'll follow you. Just use your voice and try not to let the leash go tight. Go ahead, now change direction, maybe walk that way a little bit. That's it. Keep talking to her, good. And then walk back towards me. Good. Yes, and reward. Good girl. Excellent. Okay. So what that's showing you is that she is able to follow you and stay engaged on a loose leash. So now we're going to be a little bit more particular about where she walks. So you're going to have food in your left hand. You're going to start with that little lure at your left that we just did a second ago. And this time, I want you just to move away and back a few times with her at your left-hand side, feeding as you go. So your hand's going to be, right on her nose. Every couple of steps, you're going to feed. Good. And now turn 180 degrees with her at your left-hand side. Walk back towards me. Good. Yep, wiggle your fingers. Good. Okay, that was good. You're going to repeat exactly the same thing, but you're going to go twice as fast.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay. When we're learning things, we're like, I have 100 things.
Am I doing this?
Through my brain right now.
Okay.
But puppies are busy. So if we're like walking like a snail, they're going to be like for only so long. So this time, you're going to do this. Let's go this way. That's it. Woo, woo, woo. Whatever you want to say. I don't care what you say. You make it up. Okay? So get her engaged. Let's go. That's it. Good. And then turn her around. Let's go.
I'm dropping more than
just
I'm
forget
feeding
it
her.
if you drop. That's okay. Let's go. Good. And yes, and reward again. Good.
Yes.
Good. Okay, let's give her a break on that for a sec. That was really, really, really good. So we dropped a bunch of food on the floor. That's so normal because you're still getting the dexterity of how to deliver the treats. What you did that was awesome though is you never let her stop to get them. And a lot of people will go, oh, I dropped it, go and check it out. But if we do that, it just changes all the value and the excitement to just becoming a hoover on the floor. We want her to think that the reward comes from you. So you did that perfectly. Now, I want to be clear that what I'm showing you here is not going to set you up perfectly to like take her for a walk around the block. These are puppy exercises that you can do to start planting the seed about moving with you on a loose leash. So she's sort of learning that this is a valuable thing so that when you actually go forward and you go through all of the steps, you're about to go into life skills and learn those things, you're going to be like way ahead of the game. Now, Nancy's one of our in-person students, but if you aren't local to us, you could join our amazing online community and learn all of the same things at home. We have students from over 60 countries around the world that work with myself and all of our amazing instructors. You can find the link for that in the description below. For the next exercise, you need to make sure that you find a space that is fully fenced and completely safe for your puppy to practice. All the things that we've worked on inside, as far as that control, relationship building stuff, you're gonna work on that like every day for short periods of time. But as you can see, even after all the things we did inside, she's still energetic. And so we need to be able to scratch this itch as well because we can't walk the dogs, we need to do something else. So what we've done is we've replaced her leash, which you have here just in case we need it, and we've just put a long long line on. And we do have an area here where we can kind of let her be. And I'm actually going to let the line be on the ground. And what I'm also doing is I'm switching out food reward for toy reward, which is awesome that she loves so much, because every time I play tug, I'm tiring her out. So what I don't do here is I don't drop the line and then say, okay, go play by yourself and forget that I exist. I'm gonna do some things that are gonna help her get engaged. Now, when she goes to move away, I can do things like this. Kalani! Yay! I can run away. Yay! Run away, run away. Yeah, good girl. So I can start working a bit like on my recall or my response to name. What does this do with walking? It teaches her that when we're out here, pay attention to me, I'm fun. So then when I start to ask her to do something a bit more controlled, it's a little easier to do so. If you literally do 10 of these, she will be tired. Then you will have satisfied the physical thing. You've satisfied the mental thing by doing all the trick training and the control training inside. And now you can put her in the crate and you can go to work and do your things and you don't feel so guilty anymore. Good girl, good. So now I'll talk specifically about what I do. Once I play with her, I'm gonna take the toy away and just gonna hide it. And then I would just say, okay. I would walk around a little bit, let her disengage. Now if she chooses to pay attention to me, she might not. Kalani! Yay! Good girl! Woo! Yay! Now you can see how much Kalani loves this toy, so you can get this exact toy and way more options online in the McCannDogs.store. Now, what I'm finding interesting about this is I'm already feeling her a little bit less engaged on the toy. Oh, there we go, that was better. So that tells me she's starting to get tired.
Oh, okay.
And so what then I would do, I'd quit. So while you were working on teaching your puppy how to walk on a leash, you are going to need lots of ideas on how to exercise them in the meantime so that you don't go crazy. And we have a ton of videos to help you with that, this one in particular. And on that note, I'm Cal. Happy training.